Hey friends, welcome back to Mom Likely. Thanks for joining me for another video. Today I'm going to be walking you through kind of like a week in the life, although this stuff kind of happens sporadically like all throughout over a course of time, but this is stuff that I just kind of been doing that I wanted to share. I've been so busy that the house is just a wreck. Like that was the very last thing on the list of things to do, even though people have been chipping in, James and the kids. It's just everywhere because we've been busy. We're coming up on the last of school. There was testing, there's events, and then there's school events, and then James went to a new work facility, and I've been working out on cleans, and I don't know, it's amazing. Everything feels like it's coming together, and it feels like we're going good, but it also feels like everything's falling apart because we're like having to redistribute our focus and time for like new scheduling, new season, all this other crap. So I don't know, what are we gonna do? What can you do, but we're just rolling with the punches. So I'm gonna just take you through a few things I did this week, and hopefully you get some inspiration and enjoy your time hanging out with me. Also, really quickly, we got these here. Some of James's friends actually picked these up for him. We've been ordering them from Walmart because we started buying these from Sam's Club, and they're so good, and we got our friends onto these, so you should try these out if you haven't yet, if they come into stock near your Walmart or Sam's Club. They're really cool because they have probiotics in them, and they're like an actual healthy little fruit snack, so really good.
I didn't have them at the time of this recording, but I got some new meal prep containers for Mother's Day, which I'm really excited about because they're more like what fits my style now for meal prep. So we'll have to make a video on that soon, and then I'll go over like also our updated list of snacks we've been trying, and probably fill a little bit of the freezer up as well. But in the meantime, this was just a couple things in the freezer. Like I figured I would just share it because I was about to write out my menu for the week. And then we actually ended up hosting like a little Mother's Day barbecue. So I went through quite a bit of the food on that day, which was good. So nothing actually ended up going to waste. But I need to go to the store now. So I've been doing really good about not stopping and keeping track of my receipts from my budget and trying to buy, Whole Foods and stuff for eating. But now it's just a matter of kind of putting it all together to get in a really good routine. And the summertime always motivates me to stick to everything and stay on top of everything. It's like the sun's always up when I wake up, and then like I want to go to bed really early because I'm tuckered out and I'm excited for the next day. So I just feel like hopefully this summer really compounds with all the efforts I'm trying to do with everything. I'm curious, did anybody ever end up getting this fridge magnet little scheduler? I use it for a weekday rundown, and then I also put the menu and any extra notes and appointments and stuff. Now I've become an an avid Google Calendar user, but I absolutely love this too. Okay. So now you're gonna clip it?
I don't know.
Why didn't you look it up? How come you don't look anything up? You're just wasting the Earth's resources on a hunch. We have availability to see what's going on, man. What's going on?
I don't know. It's supposed to go.
Don't know how it is.
It'll go better.
This is how I feel.
My soapy feet.
Yeah?
I'm so tall. I'm taller than the clouds.
Right? Huh? Hold it up. Yeah. Now moving on down to the storage food room area, the pantry walls, how I keep referring to it. This thing has been the death of me because I've been trying to figure out like how we're going to store stuff, what we're going to use, what we need space for. And then I'm also trying to like backtrack and figure out a way to best store the things that we need to hold on to as well, while also maximizing our space, because James really fully utilizes our garage. And then, our other spaces are kind of built out as well. So we're just trying to do our best to try to kind of use this and make it functional for us. all this golf stuff down here. We'll have to take a video. He just ordered a new part for something in here. We'll have to take a video while we're in there playing, but we do golf in the garage and that's pretty fun time. But anyways, so I decided I had to put a rest on the food storage situation because my shelves weren't holding up, and I was like, there's no way I should fill all these and then it's gonna come toppling down, and then there goes our investment. So I put it on hold until we could build out some new shelves. Luckily we already had all the tools and stuff on hand, so that's what we did on this day. See how it's just like a little, it'll fit and it'll go in, it just can't clear that little piece of wood. Like, it's the perfect size, it's just that little thing. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. I tried that and I was like, I'm gonna break it. Maybe we should get another piece of wood on a different day and just put that over here. So then it never has to be worried about again. If we put these shelves right here with that wood, then it can, it'll be all right, you know? Knock on wood, baby. All right. So here's what we did so far. Some of these shelves were buckling. I can't remember if I said that or not, but so we took these ones out and put in new on these ones. So these 4 are fresh shelves, and these 2 we might do, but I'm just not really sure because I might hold, like, you know, food, storage supplies and stuff up here instead of food. So they might not need to be very sturdy. But these ones are all going to hold a lot of weight. This one's going to hold like medium weight, kind of, just because the space, I figured it wasn't a huge deal. These ones right here are built in. So when they did these ones, they reinforced it with this paneling. Probably that came from somewhere else because that paneling is like down on this wall. So it's screwed into like a bunch of different places. So what I decided to do for this is I'm just going to paint this whole section white and leave it. I'm just going to paint this whole section right here white and leave it as a built-in instead of changing the shelves out, because I think they'll be sturdy enough because they're at least not buckling. And then I'm going to put the heavier stuff that I had planned like over on these shelves, because since I don't have to put the containers there now, I can put storage shelves here. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 5 shelves in here. And we're going to do it with the similar wood as this here. So what I was thinking is I need to paint this whole thing. So what I was thinking was I would paint like this whole shelf. And then I'm going to paint the inside of this one, the inside of this one. And then I would basically just paint this in place and paint this in place. And then I would pop these 2 sections of shelves back in. So that way it had like an exposed look. Because I kind of liked the idea of this being exposed. Because it just looks like, you know, it just looks a little bit more, I don't know, appealing, I guess, with that like exposed lighter wood color in there. If the rest of it was all white, I think. Kind of be like cute. But I'm not really sure. Because I also might just paint it all in place with a sprayer. I don't know. And then I'm going to be like painting and covering this section up. I'm going to just throw pretty much all this away. This stuff was here, and I just don't really know what to do with it. I'm not going to use it, so I'm going to throw it all away. This is ours, but that's it. I really originally wanted to... See, James put in this stupid urinal, which he loves, but I hate it. It's so dumb. But he put in a urinal right here, back there on the wall. Yeah, back there on the wall, he put in a urinal. So that takes up like a weird space right here that I could be utilizing. Because originally I wanted to start off with this 5 cubic foot freezer. And then I wanted to get like a 7 or like a 10 or 15, whatever.
I think 2 sizes up would be. So if we can manage, like, if that wasn't there, a bigger one would fit right here, you know, so that's poopy. But also over here, technically I could fit one along in this space if I didn't have any of these containers. But at the same time, like, I can't just get rid of everything because we do need some of the stuff in there and some of it's keepsakes. And he's going through the garage right now, but I'm just like, I don't think we can get rid of that much stuff. Because, like, technically, if it just sat in the middle of our room anywhere in the house, we have the room for it, you know? So it's like, we're not going to make a big deal out of it. What is that? Oh, I don't know. So, yeah, this is our project for the day.
Prior to us realizing that the middle portion of the pantry was built in, we were going to just use this scrap wood that we had for one side and then go get different wood for the other side. But then once we learned it was built in, we had to go get a second sheet of the same wood, which was birch, which was expensive for this project, but it'll last. But then we ended up putting the birch wood pieces for the pantry on both sides. And then the one in the middle and the one to the far right will stay in place, or they'll be replaced with another version of wood that's not this one because it's thinner. So it won't hold as much weight, but it'll still be like new. You know what I mean? Because what's in there was like, I don't know what that is. Some sort of pressed wood.
Look at this, all wiggly. I didn't even get on the line in some of the spots.
I'll be really happy to get this project done over the summer. I don't even have like a definitive answer as to when I'm going to work on it again. It was a really big financial month for us this summer, actually, because one of our daughters is joining a marching band at her school, and she's also starting driver's training. So that was a pretty big commitment from us. And I was like, well, maybe I don't have to throw everything into the project this month. So we just been taking it easy, doing something here, something there. But the goal is to definitely get it all painted and painted in place and what have you, and then start adding to the shelves back up. I was going to paint the floor as well and put new floor down, but then I thought, you know what? No, we're just going to use rugs because it's a storage area. But my plan at first was to like soapy wash the floor because it's like a painted cement, and I was going to repaint it. Then I thought, you know, I don't want to go around underneath all the like appliances and pipes down here. So then I was like, well, what if I just put flooring in? And then I was like, oh, well, then it's not really going to line up with the other one. James ended up flipping all these boards because I put them on the wrong way, so that way the pretty side was facing. So we'll figure it out. This is why our dryer wasn't drying, why we went through 2 dryers. It was this old piece of, I don't know, a lint trap. So we put a new one on, and we also had it cleaned out. So now everything is good on our dryer front. I also got some new bath towels from Sam's Club, which I've been liking these ones, which is really nice. I like that I can like oxy them if I need to, and then, you know, they'll be fresh again. This backyard is atrocious. I can't even think about it right now. Eventually we're going to get out there. We still have yet to throw out some of the stuff that was even at the house when we moved here, and this is going to be our second summer here, but we just didn't put, you know, a big emphasis on being in the outside that first year here because we were getting so much done on the inside and finally getting some warm weather and just enjoying it. So we never even got around to cleaning up the yard really. But this year we absolutely have to do that, and we have to get the fence painted because otherwise it's going to start to deteriorate, like do the dry rotting and that, you know. I really wish I would have just painted it the first year that we had it put in. But they said we had a year, so that's why I didn't do it, and it's not something that I'm familiar with, and I want to try to do it myself, so we'll see how it goes. I also had on my list to clean out this front closet. It's just getting out of hand. I didn't make it immaculately beautiful or organized or anything, but I definitely decluttered it, and I did reorganize it with a storage container that came out of the garage after James cleaned in there. He actually pulled out an old shelf too, which I forgot to film, but he pulled an old shelf out that I'm going to kind of try to clean up and use it to hold my cleaning supplies in the sunroom. That way he has more room in the garage, and then put the extra little plastic storage thingy in here. And the stuff at the top doesn't really have a home, so this is kind of just his drop zone, and that's okay. You know, we don't really even go in here. I just mainly use this closet for like the occasional Meijer or Walmart bag, And then also for like if there's gifting or I need to wrap something or get a card, because I have my little gift organizing hanger thingy majigger in there. But other than that, we don't really go in here that often unless it's winter time, because we just have the storage for the hats and the gloves. So that's what I'm going to end up using this plastic drawer thingy for. But it was really gross because it was in the garage, so I definitely had to like wipe it all down. It was also a really great eventful task that needed to be done, because I ended up finding my air purifier filter up there. So I finally got to change that out too. I was like not wanting to buy a new one because I was like, I know I bought one, I just couldn't remember where I put it. So it was right there, clear as day. I just never thought to even look in there. So I did that as well. I did it off camera, but I finally got around to changing my air purifier filter. So there is absolutely so much going on right now that I've been doing over the last few weeks. As I told you guys, there's been a lot of changes on the financial aspect of, me focusing on what am I going to do for a career and stuff. And so recently this year I started a local cleaning business. And so I've been trying to get that off the ground and get all the steps set up where I'm like, fully operational. I'm also still trying to lose weight. And now that it's warm, we're getting back outside. We've been like riding bikes. I'm trying to cook more and eat a little bit healthier. I definitely need to just pull it back on the calories for sure. So I've been working on that, and the kids have been doing like a bunch of different things as well. But I sat down and decided some things. I've been trying to come up with some ideas on some channel merch. So I know it was suggested for me to work with some brands this year that you guys wouldn't mind seeing them in order for me to up my streams of income, and then also suggested to get some channel merch. So I definitely want to do t-shirts. I showed you guys I got a Cricut recently for Christmas, and I'm working on right now trying to figure out which heat press I want to get, because I definitely want to make my own t-shirts. So I'm trying to figure that situation out. And I'm also trying to work on one little other project. And it's just so difficult because every time that I want to do something in general, I have to figure out all the steps on how to do it before I do it. And then a lot of times it's something that you do on your own. So then there's also a learning curve on figuring out how to use the thing before you can do the thing. And then it's always just super weird because a lot of times you get to the point of a task or a goal or, you know, something you're working on, and you don't really know the answers that you need to look for until you're presented with that issue at hand. You don't really know what you're looking for until you do, if that makes sense. So it's all just kind of a learning process and figuring out as you go. It's very hands-on, just trying to, you know, take on projects and like do things on your own. So I'm very slow. I try to work more quickly, but I do have a lot going on. So I can say like I'm not really fast about it. But that's just because, you know, I'm kind of spread thin on like all the different things I'm trying to do. But eventually I'll get to a place where everything kind of compounds because I'm not learning on it. So hopefully that's soon. But nonetheless, it's all the stressful parts of getting something started, and that's my favorite part of things. It's actually the fun part, in my opinion, which, especially if you have ADHD, it's kind of like, I don't want to say a trauma, but it's almost a negative feedback loop that you can get stuck in, which is starting things and not seeing them through. And not necessarily that I would say that about myself to a large degree, but that's something that can happen because the fun part is the work up front, and it is getting started, and it is the unknown. So that is the fun part. And then the work begins, you know what I mean? So I'm enjoying it now while I'm still kind of in the figuring it out process, but everything's coming together really, really nicely. I just keep reminding myself though, you know, that like my pace doesn't have to be the pace of somebody else. You know, and things do take time and they do take patience because, you know, the opposite side of things is to just not do it and to give up and or to quit or to just not focus on it. And so in that regard, you know, going slow at a forward, you know, motion, slow pace forward motion is always better than just not doing anything. So I'm just appreciating where I'm at nonetheless, and trying to be, you know, a little bit lenient on myself because I am trying to figure it out by myself. So I really do feel like I'm doing the best I can, but I'm going to get better. One of the most hilarious things is I've been doing some self-reflecting recently, and I'm like, you know, my skin has been going crazy because I just been like really uber stressed out. And it's funny because I also do feel the best that I felt in a while because I do get a lot of enjoyment from understanding like what to do, what's the next step, and being focused and on a mission for something. Despite the stress of it, I love that anxiety is excitement for me in that regard, instead of it being like a crippling aspect. So now in my regular house, in my cleaning and stuff, my anxiety can get the best of me sometimes because I'm overwhelmed kind of and don't want to start. But always once I'm prepared to get going, it's always easy breezy because I know the steps that I want to take. And so that's one of the hard things about life when you're feeling, you know, just overly anxious and stressed out. And it's like, if you have a plan and you have a focus, usually that's the answer to the problem. Instead of wishing it wasn't there, it's just getting on the path to getting it done. You know, and then that distraction time is actually, you know, your action time as well. So it works out perfectly, but that's just the kind of person that I am. But I've been super stressed out recently trying to figure out all these different things and wear all these different hats, but it's coming together and I'm actually really loving it, and I'm pretty hopeful. and excited just to see how this next year goes. So I was doing some organizing in here, and I wanted to take these containers out of here so I could put them in the dressers under the TV. So I bought this before when I was doing some stuff in the kitchen, and I thought, ooh, let me use it in the bathroom. So I went and got a second one. So I have one now and James has one, instead of us using these plastic bins. And then, these are just our little, care bins, I guess. I have this as a makeup bin for myself, and he has his little goodies in the other one. But I put those in here. And then these other little gray boxes I'm going to put upstairs in the living room. This whole area is a mess right now, I won't lie. I didn't want to clean this, but I couldn't keep putting off doing the organization based on the fact that I also needed to clean, because that was keeping me from doing the organization. So I always just have to take those tasks off myself and just get to the thing, because otherwise I'll just put it off and never do it, because I'll just keep repeatedly doing the same thing that always needs done, instead of never finding time, and like never finding time to get to the extra thing. So when these kind of things come up, I just have to kind of put those tasks to the side so I can get something done.
Just take a look at yourself. Do you really think it's gonna help if you always fighting yourself, trying to forget how you felt? Just take a look at yourself. Can't even be your own friend, 'cause you're way too stuck in your head. How do you think it's gonna end? Nothing that they could do, nothing that they could say, nothing that they could do to take all the pain away. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it don't. Sometimes you win some and sometimes you won't. But we could be everything, everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be everything that we want. We could be everything, everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be anything that we want. You think if they said it, then they must mean it. So you should feel it. Somehow you think that you need it. Others' opinions to know how you're feeling, to know if you're losing or winning, left behind or within it. If you're sinking or swimming, existing or living. Nothing that they could do, nothing that they could say, nothing that they could do to take all the pain away. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it don't. Sometimes you win some and sometimes you won't. But we could be everything, everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be everything that we want. We could be everything, everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be anything that we want. But we could be everything, everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be everything that we want.
Now, come on, because this shed is crazy. It's absolutely disgusting. Every time I have to sweep this up, and it's been a couple days, it just, you can't really see it until you see it, and then you're like, whoa, that was really all there. But yeah, it's really all there. And we've been brushing them, and they've been getting bathed and stuff, and still. So, gotta keep up on that. So I hope you guys enjoyed coming along for today's video. It was just a, you know, kind of a compilation of things that I've gotten done more recently. And then, you know, I'm still trying to work on things behind the scenes too, and hopefully I can share more on those things once I get them all going and ready. But we're getting ready to kick off summer here soon. The girls only have a couple weeks left of school, and then hopefully once I get the last of my cleaning business stuff squared away, then I can get back to my other major home projects that I want to do. We really have to get outside and clean up, and I have to paint that fence. I've just been putting it off for so long, which I'm sure you all can understand. But I do everything in real time with you guys, so I do them as I go and as I can. So everything's just, you know, it's rolling. I'm trying, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I don't know, I'm just rambling at this point, and I'm glad to pop in and say hi because I know I missed last week's video. So thanks so much for tuning in and watching today's video. Please give it a like, and I will see you shortly with a new vlog coming up later this week. Bye.